Your iPhone might be running a 70 billion parameter AI model soon. Let that land for a second.
Wait, did you say 70 billion? On a phone?
On a phone. In your pocket. Not in a data center. Not on some server farm humming in Virginia. On the device you use to check your texts.
That's insane. That's genuinely insane. Okay, back up. What actually happened here?
So at WWDC 26, Apple announced something called Core AI. It's the official successor to Core ML, which is what developers have been using for years to run machine learning on Apple devices. InfoQ's reporting this. It came straight out of the keynote.
And Core AI is different because
Core ML was mostly for classic machine learning, pattern recognition, image classification, that kind of stuff. Core AI is built specifically for transformer models, the big language models, the ones powering everything you see in AI right now.
So Apple basically looked at the AI moment we're in and said, okay, we need new infrastructure.
Exactly. And the range they're targeting is wild. 3 billion parameters on the low end, 70 billion on the high end, all running entirely on device.
70 billion parameters. On a phone.
On a phone. Take your time.
Okay, I'm back. So how does that even work? Like physically, how does a phone do that?
Right. So here's where it gets interesting. And honestly, this is the part I didn't expect. Apple's got a model called AFM Core Advanced. It's 20 billion parameters. And according to heise's reporting, it stores those parameters in flash memory. Not RAM, flash.
Wait, so it's not just sitting in memory ready to go?
No. And here's the clever bit. It doesn't load the whole model at once. It pre-analyzes your entire request first, figures out what it actually needs, then loads only those specific parts into fast RAM.
Hold on. So it reads the whole question before deciding what brain cells to wake up?
That's basically it. Yeah. Most models decide word by word what to do next. This one reads the whole thing up front and then goes, okay, I only need this slice of the model for that answer.
That's so smart, it's kind of embarrassing for everyone else.
I mean, I was skeptical when I first read it. It sounds like a workaround, right? Like a clever hack to paper over a hardware limitation. But the more I looked at it, okay, yeah, I'll give you that. It's genuinely elegant engineering.
And you said the old model was like, what, 3 billion parameters? Apple's previous on-device model?
About 3 billion. Yeah, that's what the heise piece says. So we've gone from 3 billion to 20 billion with AFM Core Advanced. And the framework supports up to 70 billion.
That's not incremental. That's a different category of thing entirely.
It really is. And what makes this land for developers is the API. So TechJuice has a breakdown of this. Core AI gives you a single unified API. It handles routing across the CPU, the GPU, the neural engine. You don't have to manage any of that manually.
So developers don't have to care which chip is doing what.
They just say, run this model. The framework figures out the rest.
That's huge for adoption. Like that's the kind of thing that turns a cool tech demo into apps people actually use.
And they've also done something smart with compilation. AI Weekly's covering this. They use ahead-of-time compilation. So the heavy processing happens before it ever hits your device. Once a model's cached, load times are near instant.
Okay, but wait. There's a thing you said earlier I want to come back to. You said it requires Apple Silicon.
Yeah, that's a hard requirement. iPhone, iPad, Mac, Vision Pro, all of them need Apple Silicon. So if you're on anything older,
you're out.
You're out.
Which, I mean, that's kind of Apple's whole move, right? The hardware and software thing. But it also means they can really optimize for it in a way no one else can.
There's also this 3-tier framework thing that I think gets overlooked. Apple now officially recommends a lineup. Core ML for classic non-neural machine learning, Core AI for transformer models, and MLX for researchers or people doing custom model weights.
So it's not replacing everything. It's like, here's the right tool for each job.
Exactly. And for developers already working in PyTorch, AI Weekly's reporting you can convert existing models using torch.export and a torch converter. So it's not starting from scratch.
That's actually really important, because the number one thing that slows adoption is friction. If you can take what you already built
And just port it over? Yeah.
Okay, there's another layer to this I want to get into, because it's not just on device anymore, right?
No, and this is where it gets genuinely interesting from a privacy standpoint. The Foundation Models Framework, which expanded at WWDC 2026, now supports what they're calling hybrid inference.
Hybrid meaning.
On-device model, Apple's private cloud compute servers, and third-party models like Claude and Gemini, all accessible through a single session API.
Stop. So from a developer's perspective, it's one API. But under the hood, it might be hitting a local model, or it might be going to Anthropic's servers.
Through Apple's orchestration layer, yeah.
That's either the most elegant thing I've heard this week, or it's terrifying depending on how much you trust the routing decisions.
I think that's the right tension to sit with, honestly. Apple's bet is that you trust them to make that call. On device when it can, cloud when it needs to.
And the context window on device is 8,192 tokens as of iOS 26.4. So it's not tiny. That's a real working context window.
It's not enormous, but it's enough for most real tasks. Summarization, drafting, reasoning through a document.
So we keep asking, where does AI actually run and who controls it? And now Apple's saying, it runs here, on this, in your hand.
And the implications of that are massive. Because right now, if you're doing something sensitive through an AI, your data is leaving your device. It's going somewhere. With this architecture, increasingly it doesn't have to.
Which changes what people are willing to ask.
That's the real unlock. Not the benchmarks, the behavior change.
Okay, what are we watching for next?
A few things. One, when developers actually ship apps using 70 billion parameter models, because announcing support and seeing it in the wild are different things. Two, what Android's answer looks like. Qualcomm's been pushing on-device AI too, but nothing at this scale yet.
And honestly, the privacy audit, like the hybrid routing, is a promise right now. At some point, researchers are going to pull that apart and see if the data actually stays where Apple says it does.
That's the one to watch. Trust, but verify.
Always.
Okay, bottom line, Apple announced Core AI at WWDC 26. It runs models from 3 billion to 70 billion parameters entirely on Apple Silicon devices. It's got smart memory management, ahead-of-time compilation, a clean unified API, and it connects to cloud models when it needs to. This is the most serious on-device AI infrastructure play we've seen from any hardware company.
Your phone is becoming something genuinely different, not an assistant that calls out to a server, an intelligence that lives with you.
Which is either wonderful or a lot.
Probably both.
If you want to stay on top of stories like this, subscribe to the Tech Pod wherever you get your podcasts. We're putting out episodes daily, and honestly, there's a lot to keep up with right now.
A lot. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you then.